Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
There's a lot of editing here.
Cut!
Don't laugh. You've got a lot of editing to do if you fuck it up.
Hello. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and I'm just here to do a mukbang regarding a conversation with my brother Harley. We have never done a video together, so this is a bit interesting, but I thought that it was really important that we did talk about some things that some people just don't talk about enough. And I think like depression and weight gain and also binge eating as well, there's some serious stuff that we go through, and I feel that everyone thinks it's like okay, or it's like the norm in society. And I'm just such a big I suppose I'm really passionate about understanding the root causes of why we are, like why we sort of act in those ways, or why we do emotional eat, or why we do binge, or why we do have depression. I was interested in the whys, and I always like to question it because it always is a reason behind it. I don't care what anyone says. So we're simply just gonna eat. I've got a smoothie here, which is really nice. It's I will post it in one of my videos because it's a lot of frozen stuff. But he already ate Subway, so now he's eating some plain crackers, which is really
For the video.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. But anyway, so we're just going to kind of go with the flow today. Hopefully it won't go too long, but we do want to get into a deep conversation because Harley has gone through a lot of at the moment he's going through a depressing depression and going through a lot of emotional eating and binging. And because of my gut health, I've been going through that cycle of that restriction and binge because of my eating, because I don't know what to eat anymore. So I thought it was just really important that we both could come in here and just talk about our experiences and kind of what we feel like at the end of the day. So Harley, like, if you want, share your story of kind of what you're going through at the moment in terms of like emotions and your eating and depression and stuff like that.
Well, first and foremost, November, get on it. Good time to be talking about this. Yeah, well, you know, it's just a lot of it's hard to explain. It's one of those difficult things.
Try and talk a bit louder. Probably won't be able to hear you.
No, I'm trying. Ask me again.
Just go with it. We're going with the flow here. Doesn't matter. Go.
Oh, well, yeah, I just feel like there's a ton of bricks on your shoulders, a lot of pressure, not thinking clearly, feel like I'm clouded, thoughts are clouded. One thing happens, just say for example, just say work for example, or friends or whatever, you just, something that just, you know, just makes you angry or annoy you, you just go to bad food, or the binge eating side of things. Yeah, there's probably more to it, but I can't think at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's like really hard as well because like there's so much help out there. Like there is a lot of services and stuff out there, but everyone isn't really improving. Like no one's actually, do you know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff out there for mental health and for eating disorders and dietitians, nutritionists, intuitive eatings, you know, gut health, but still everyone is struggling. And I always I want to know, and even for myself as well, why is the society, a lot of us are going through this, and you know, what can we do to sort of change that within ourselves as well? So like with your eating, what sort of goes through your minds? Like, because like obviously some people on here that watch this, they might be going through binge eating and might be having weight gain, and like how has that like affected? Do you get like really self-conscious when you put on weight, or like what do you feel from that?
No, I don't want to go out in public, to be honest. I don't like to go out. Like to the shops and that, because I don't care around town. But yeah, just like if I have to go out to like a gig or something, get a bit weird.
Do you feel like
seen out in public like that? Because it's not home, it's not local, it's It's different people.
Yeah.
You kind of see the same people around here, so
Yeah.
it's a bit weird like that.
Yeah, and it really like, do you feel it really like, are you almost like embarrassed to be yourself? Do you get to that point where you're just like, I just don't want to be myself right now because I'm embarrassed?
I can't even look at the security cameras at work.
Yeah.
There's no difference in those. They're always staring at me every 5 minutes.
Do you feel like the depression is interconnected with the weight gain? Like, do you feel like they are
Well,
like interconnected?
well, when I was losing weight and doing everything, it was like the depression first and then the weight gain.
Yeah.
More or less that way.
Mm.
Because, no, that's not hard to explain.
Yeah. See, I haven't gone through the depression side. I've been depressed like from like breakups and stuff, but I've never like.
But were you depressed though? That's the question.
Well, I don't know. Like, I really wasn't happy.
There is a difference between
totally. That's what I'm saying.
being depressed, being upset about just say a breakup.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I found out that I was like cheated on and there was women and stuff, so I got really down about it. And I was in my last year of school. First guy. I was still in high school and I was like about to graduate, and then I just got told, like, I found out I was cheated on twice with two different people, and it was like, it was really hard on me. So I just remember in year 12, I was just like lying on the couch really sad all the time. Everyone was like, oh my god, you look so depressed. And I was actually listening to Adele's album, 21.
Oh my god.
I know, so it's like depressed. So I feel like that was like a small, I'm not saying I was in depression, but definitely was going down that rabbit hole because I just felt so sad, like so down. There was nothing that was going to shake me, even the gym. But I don't know where I was getting with that. Yeah, so I haven't gone through depression, but I've gone through a lot of the weight stuff, and I just feel it's just interesting to hear that. Do you feel your weight gain was the reaction to your depression, or was the root cause of your depression? Because I think that's
reaction, because I hear cases all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking to someone the other week, you know what I'm talking about, and even just the stress of his job, he frees up from being more full time, where he's getting home 9 o'clock at night, and then eating then and then going to bed pretty much. Where now he's getting home around relatively normal time. He's able to walk the dogs and stuff like that. It's a whole different ballpark. Once you're in a routine, and you're not stressed and all that, and you're freed up, your weight just falls off because he doesn't do much exercise. He doesn't go to the gym. Yeah. But he's just lost all this weight. Yeah, and I truly... Stress is an amazing thing.
Definitely. I personally feel, and in a way I kind of know in some way, like, if I'm going to bring the spiritual aspect into this sort of conversation, like, when we do put on weight, that's energy. And to, like, for example, everyone's like, oh, we emotionally eat or we emotionally gain weight. It's because obviously our emotions are so present with us all the time. And if we feel shit, then we're constantly, we're putting on weight based on those emotions. So just think that your aura, in some way, your side or your aura, your emotional side, will constantly keep getting bigger or larger and larger, or more bigger and bigger, because it's out of whack, right? It's not that sort of, quote unquote normal or neutral. So when we are always down, or when we're always up, or when we're always things, we could turn to food for that pleasurement, which is almost like, I feel it's so energetic. And you see so many stories online that once they start healing and start like releasing, because the number one of weight gain and stuff, if we're going to look in the spiritual lens, is I feel like it's it's like resentment and anger and not forgiving people, because when people say, oh, I forgive myself or I forgive that person, I feel like a weight's just been lifted off me. And that's why. It's because it's to do with you're letting go of that emotion, which means you're letting that energy let go of your physical body. So yeah, like that's why I'm all big on mind, body, spirit. Like you've got to get help sometimes. Sometimes we can't do everything ourselves, and if we can, well, why are you on this planet? And looking after your body, which is moving your body, making sure you're literally also just like not thrashing yourself, because for me that's not like a self-care sort of practice. It's more just nourishing it physically, like do physical exercise, and then spirituality, the soul part and the spirit, whatever. I see that as really meditating or journaling or doing some sort of spiritual practice, so then you can let go of those emotions, because ultimately it's just holding on emotions. That's all we're doing. That's why people depress, because they're stuck in a place that they're not stuck in the present moment. That's the way I see it anyway. Obviously, I haven't gone actually deep into it, but it's really interesting to see how this is all like interconnected in some way. So is there anything else, like what else can we speak about on top of that? Because I feel like we could go really, we could go everywhere with this conversation. What's sort of not making you want to go to, because you've kind of always battled with your weight, right? So why do you feel like, because Harley was a little bit overweight pretty much majority of his life. He was really skinny as a like 4-year-old.
I was flexible as hell.
He was extremely.
It's kind of disgusting, but I could even like bite my own toenails. That's how freaking flexible I was.
Yeah, and
no joke.
And then as soon as we moved to, like, we live in sort of a suburb sort of town in Victoria, Melbourne. Once we kind of moved, like, he started to put on weight through like primary school and stuff.
Prep.
Yeah.
Apparently I was skinny in prep, but I just thought I was chubby since prep, but apparently not. Yeah,
so he's kind of always battled with his weight a little bit. And I've sat down with him heaps of times talking about the root cause, but I feel like right this moment, what are some steps, or even like, I know because at the moment he is kind of in that depression state of mode at the moment. What do you feel like you're going to do now to sort of get out of this? Or to move through it? Because I don't feel like you can just cut the cords and like, yeah, we're done. But how do you feel like you're going to like monitor and get sort of out of this sticky stage that we're in at the moment?
Hopefully you're back from a referral, that'd be nice. It's been a few weeks, that'd be nice to you back.
Yeah.
Get that involved. Because I was at my best when I was talking to someone. I make a habit of writing stuff down now. Seems like I'm crazy, but you know, because when I was seeing someone, I was just talking about the most random stuff because I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
So now I make a bit of a habit to write stuff down.
Yeah.
So then they could be like, oh, so this is what you were thinking at the time. Oh, this is what you were thinking. So why is that? Why is this? You know, the professional questions that go on and on, and you think and try and answer them, because you just don't exactly. Well, me personally, I don't know. People have got good memories and stuff, but me personally, I just can't talk to someone.
No.
You
gotta prepare yourself. You gotta prepare.
Yeah, when I need to remember stuff, I can't. But when it's the most, just like, what was the weather 2 weeks ago, I could remember it. Or maybe not more than 2 weeks ago. Stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it's more stuff deep for myself, in 1 year, out the other, well, not even in a year.
Writing is so important. Like, journaling is everything. Even if you aren't a writer, just to write things down so you don't forget. I think, like, we can think so much in our heads, but when it's in front of us and, like, it's so good. Like, I just think it's really important for when you heal. There was something else I was going to say regarding, so I can explain this too, because I sometimes go through this as well, and I feel like everyone does, but as I said, everyone thinks it's normal, and I feel, sometimes you want to just let loose and just do it, but I feel like I just don't feel like anyone talks about it enough. So when we binge, because I've binged a lot as well, What goes through your mind when you binge?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You just do it.
Like, how do you feel when you're like, oh, I need that? Or do you go, oh, I need that as soon as you look at it? Or do you kind of like, oh, I'll just binge on this?
Subconsciously. It's just like I just do it. There's no ifs, buts, why. When I was at the start of the year doing really well, I always had the extra voice in my head saying no. There's that determination voice.
Yeah.
The will and determination. It was no, 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 no. And then, because I was really craving this stuff, because of, like they say, sugar is just as bad as cocaine. And that's pretty much, I get a headache if I don't go a day without bad food, and that's how bad it is at the moment. I can't go a day without having some form. It's not the soft drink. The soft drink's no sugar, even though that's what else is in that, who knows. But it's the other stuff. It's the chips, it's the ice cream, it's the this, it's that. Everyone needs to know, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's the chips, it's the ice cream, it's not so much the chocolate, but sometimes it's the Maltesers, you know?
Yeah.
Do they have that in America?
I think so. Who knows?
If you don't know, it's an Australian food. No, they do have it. No, cut that out. Yeah, so it's the stuff like that. It's just annoying.
Yeah. No, so with me, I have the voice because I'm a bit of a health freak sometimes. Because like I think, oh look, I've eaten really well, and it's not like let's cheat meal or something, but I'm like, oh, I really wouldn't mind, like I'll just see it or have a thought about it and I'm like, I need to have that, and then I'm like, should I have that now or should I wait? Because if I have it now I might feel shit, and then it's like, especially when it's hot chips or I don't know, something that I'm like craving, I know that my stomach isn't going to react well, so it's like I always have this, I think, like over-analyze everything, because I'm like, is it going to be worth the flare-up? Is it going to be worth this? Oh, but I'm craving it, but I don't have it. And even if I like say, oh, like, no, I'll just have it, I'll just let it go, the next day I'll have the craving, the day after, and it's like, well then what's the point of like putting my body down like that and going, you can't have this, because I don't like to be like that anymore. But my stomach is like, but if I eat it, I'm going to feel sick. So I'm in this constant battle between mind and body, and it's really hard sometimes. And I'm like just starting to figure out, hopefully I'll get an allergy test coming in soon, because it's getting to a point where I just don't know what to eat anymore. Like it creates that binge-like mentality, which I don't want. And I've been through all my, there's eating disorders and stuff. I've gone through all that, so I'm trying to get into a nice place. But yeah, like I get the opposite. I'm overanalyze everything. I don't just go, oh, I need it, I'm just gonna go. I like think, well, is it worth it? Is it this? Like I always question.
Yeah, but I haven't said what I said though. The minute you eat it, the minute you feel like shit, they're absolutely freaking terrible. So.
Yeah, but I feel like you're kind of lucky in some way, because you don't go through that flare-up, gut health flare-up. You go through that mentality and that body exhaustion, like, oh, I shouldn't have been that, I feel disgusting. See, when you have gut issues, and I'm sure if someone's ever watching this, the gut is just, it's a daily struggle. If you don't know what to eat, it's a daily struggle. So your mind needs to be in positive affirmations in some way, because if you don't, you're just constantly in a low frequency. So it's not like I just ate shit and then I feel crap everywhere. It's like this actually hurts your stomach, and then you bloat, and then you get all gassy, and it's horrible. So yeah, so there was something else I was going to say as well. Yeah, so explain your views on when you, because he lost over like 20 kilos or something.
22.2.
God. 222, angel number. He lost a lot of weight. When was it? Like 3 or 4 months ago. And then something came up.
It was about June.
Something came up, and we went back into that cycle of like, I don't give a shit, and then went back into the binge, and now we're at the stage where we're coming back to like, all right, let's get back on, let's figure out what's going on. And what's your sort of views on the restriction and binging sort of ways of eating? So obviously when you lost a lot of weight, he was on light and easy, which means the quiet restriction in some way. And then it resulted into a binge in some way as well. So what's your views on restricting yourself to a point where you're literally in this really intense diet to you finished it and then you binged?
Well, I firmly believe that if you're gonna do it right, you gotta try and just not restrict yourself so much. You gotta restrict yourself. You gotta eat less, obviously, if you want to lose weight. But you also gotta burn more calories. So you got to decide, what do you want to do more? Go hard at the gym and kind of eat healthier but a little bit more? Or do you want to restrict yourself and still go to the gym or walk the dogs or do whatever? You don't even have to go to the gym. You do some form of exercise. Go for a swim, I don't know, do whatever. You know, something like that. Or, yeah.
Yeah. I think also you're at a place now, and I feel like everyone goes through it where they just don't really know. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, no one really knows. And I think, unless you're like a professional or whatever, but as much as like, we know that if you restrict, you binge, but we don't actually know why our body does that. And that's why I am starting to fall into that intuitive eating sort of category, you would say, because everything really is based what you really need. Once you know that you would need your fats or your carbs or your protein, I feel that that's where I suppose that cycle would go. But when we're like, for me, I'm not binging all the time, but when I do, it's like maybe once or twice or something a week. And it's because of my gut, because I don't know what fits right for my gut anymore. And for you, it's like going back into that weight loss thing. So, I mean, guys, if you really like this, we could do an update one in like a month or so and talk about where we're at with our stomach and or health and fitness and whatever, and even ask any other questions or anything like that.
Go 6 weeks.
Yeah, so 6 weeks, because Harley's doing a fitness challenge next. So we will definitely do another one of these if you guys are interested, because there's so much to talk about. Like, I feel like we just scraped a little bit of like what we have gone through and stuff. And at the end of the day, everyone's struggling in some way with their weight. And even if you're in a good state, you always, like, everyone always has that urge to crave a bit, to binge, or everyone always has an urge to do something that's like that, that sort of like last minute, like, I need this sort of thing. Yeah, everyone goes through it.
Yeah, but the thing is though, what everyone needs to understand is, why are we craving it? Because we're not getting enough of that particular sugar, whatever. You need some form of it in some way or another, even if it's a substitute. You need to eat it no matter what. Yeah. Like, if you're a vegan, a vegetarian, you need some form of the substitute that you're allowed to eat in that form of diet phase, whatever you want to call it. Lifestyle, that's a better word. Lifestyle. If you're like, eat like everyone else, for example, then you need it in that form as well. So, not junk food, but in other ways. So, like you were saying, if you're craving, I can't put an example, but if you're craving sugar
and then fruit,
you need apples, oranges, mandarins, but you can't just have one. You need to have enough to satisfy yourself, because you can never have enough fruit. It's good for you, eat it. But, totally. It's stuff like that. You need to have. And plus, there is substitute for sweetness and stuff. If you like chocolate, dark chocolate.
Yeah,
that's what I'm dark saying. Chocolate, something like that.
Everywhere, but it really pisses me off that everything that's cheap is the junk food.
Yeah, that drives me insane.
Really makes me sad. I hate it.
That drives me insane, because you spend $100 and you've only got food for the week if you're trying to eat healthy.
I know.
You spend $100 on junk food, you can cater a whole party for bloody 2 nights.
I know.
Minus the alcohol.
I know. I agree. I paid $125 for my shopping today, and I really just got essentials for like healthy stuff, like for smoothies and, you know, vegetables, and I'm just like, it's just ridiculous.
I spend $50 alone on meat when I'm trying to eat bloody healthy.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, so guys, if you really enjoyed this, we definitely will do another video, whether we ask, like, we'll get questions, or whether we'll just do another one of eating and sort of talking, because I am so passionate about gut health, and if anything, it's made me more conscious of my health, and I've always been healthy, but I think, like, it's just good to talk about it as well, especially what Harley's going through at the moment. I thought it'd be a really good way to spread awareness of other people who might be going through the same thing. And, you know, I feel like if you've got the mentality where you know what's going on and you're willing to do anything to change it, I think for me that's a huge step in, you know, health and for growth and healing. So, like, be proud of yourself that you get, even though you go through a cycle sometimes, you still get to the point where you realise you're ready to make a change, and some people never do that. They're in it for a life, you know, because it's too hard.
I haven't been to the gym in like 6 weeks. I went twice and did cardio, but I hadn't lifted a weight until yesterday.
Yeah.
And like, it was still a bit of a, like, the world's on bloody shoulders, because it just feels just like it's the most difficult thing to do. And it's not like I don't hate the gym, because there's people who absolutely loathe it, and for those people, go for a walk or something. But like, if you really do like lifting weights, which I do,
yeah, that's the thing.
It's just the hardest thing, because when you're in this state of mind, the things you like the most, enjoy the most, are the most difficult things to do, because they are the ones that make you happy.
Yes, it almost like makes you separate from happiness because you're so down. So it's not the fact that he doesn't like the gym, it's just that...
I like activity, I like sports, I like going out playing cricket, I like going out playing footy. Oh, I can't because of my back, but like, I like kicking the footy, I like, you know, playing cricket if that was to ever happen. And stuff like that. Shooting some hoops, basketball.
It's just such a mind, like, I can only imagine. I'd like to get my best friend on here because she went through a really, really deep depression for like 3 years over the loss of her 2 brothers. And I really want her to get on here as well, because I think she's inspirational, man. Like, she's on a spiritual path. She's so happy. Like, she's just, the way she's changed her life around just from those 2 very massive tragedies. Yeah, I think it's so inspirational. So yeah, guys, if you really enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up and please subscribe, because I'm trying to do twice a week now, just because I've got so much I need to tell. So also there's readings and everything like that I do, as well as vlogs once a week as well. So love you guys all so much. Thank you again for coming on this channel, and I'll see you guys all next time. Namaste.